So no prizes for guessing the topic of this video. In this one, we're going to be looking at footwork, specifically the mechanics for achieving slick, effortless jump rope footwork. What's up everyone, this is Glenn here once again with another RopeRage video. Now, earlier this week we launched the brand spanking new Redefining Rage training handbook. And if you saw the promo video, you might remember this.
The ground is your ally. The feet need to cooperate with the ground.
The ground is your ally. Cooperate with the ground. What the f does that actually mean? Let's take a look. So in this clip here, and I really like this clip because the microphone on the camera picked up the sound really well on the day. But notice that you can't hear the feet in this clip. You can only hear the rope. That and the London traffic and the trains and the factories in the background, but ignore that, ignore that. Now, let's go back to that incredible animation from the beginning of the video to help us look into this. And I want to give a massive shout out to Wapo and to Jaron Jolt, who worked with me on this to produce this animation for the book. I know this looks like something from some kind of psychedelic magic mushroom nightmare, but the idea we were trying to convey with this is that we need to work with the ground. If you've been jumping with bad mechanics, and I know I've done this in the past, your footwork might be noisy and clunky. You might have picked up some shin injuries. Your feet, your poor feet, if your feet had hands and knees of their own, they'd fall on their knees and beg for mercy. Stop jumping with bad mechanics. Now, we don't think of it in this way, but as we're jumping, the workout for our leg muscles is being provided by the ground reaction force. The ground reaction force is a term in physics, which is essentially the force that the ground enacts on anything that is interacting with it. So when you're laying down on the ground, or sitting on the ground, walking on the ground, running, wrestling, whatever, the ground is enacting a force upwards on you as you're enacting a force downwards with the help of gravity on it. Alright, so to complete this explanation, let's have a quick read through from this section of the Redefining Rage training handbook. About 500 something years ago, a guy you may have heard of called Isaac Newton presented his laws of motion to the world. One of these laws was, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That means if I push against a brick wall, that brick wall will push back against me. Sounds strange, but I'm not going to argue with Newton. Let's apply that law of physics to our jumping technique. When I jump, I'm pushing off with a force into the ground. But, and I know this sounds weird, the ground is also using its own force to push me away from it. So the often ignored question is, how do we want to use that force? Do we want to take that force with bad mechanics and put our bones and our joints through torture? Or do we want to absorb that force with good mechanics, building ourselves some leaner, meaner leg muscles? Please understand this, the ground beneath our feet is helping us by pushing us away. Because if the ground did not do that, we'd sink straight through it like quicksand. But it's just raw force with no real purpose. It's down to us how we use the upward force the ground is giving us, and we need to convert it properly. So to convert the force properly, there are two key phases to a jump. You have the rising phase and the falling phase. In the rising phase, we need to focus on pushing into the ground to elevate. Don't just lift off the ground. Push, consciously push into the ground And notice how this gives you a greater jump and you elevate over the rope more effortlessly. By the way, that ground force as you push into the ground is being transmitted upwards. And what that means is the force you apply into the ground is the force you're going to get working through your leg muscles, which means better muscle engagement, which means leaner, meaner leg muscles. So the second phase of any jump is the falling. As we're falling, we want to land and absorb the ground force. Don't land flat-footed. Land and absorb. Nice and bouncy. Work on improving your jumping mechanics. It's going to transform your training going forwards. You'll be lighter on your feet with the type of footwork that the late great Muhammad Ali might have described as floating like a butterfly, effortlessly moving up and down off the ground and not battling with the ground. We need to cooperate with the ground. The ground is your ally. So, if you found this video helpful, I would much appreciate it if you didn't just click off, go into your next tab, go and have your dinner and forget about this video. Please do like the video. Please do leave a comment. I respond to every comment. Let me know how your training's going. Let me know if you've experienced these injuries in the past. I know I've had some pretty bad ones which I've spoken about in the past if you've been following this channel for a while. So I've been there. I've had to learn the hard way. Other than that, wishing you all the best going forward. Until next time, all the best with your training and stay draining. Stay draining. This week has been draining. Good morning, here's an update. So, if you've placed your order over the weekend for the brand new Redefining Rage, discover the art of fierce jump rope training and never depend on the gym again, you can expect yours pretty soon. It's on its way to you. Be on the lookout for an envelope, but not any old envelope, oh no. This had to be special, so you're on the lookout for these lovely obsidian black padded envelopes. And you'll know it's also not any old envelope because they all come with the RopeRage seal of approval. Now you can probably tell at this point that I'm pretty hysterical right now, and that's because I've been processing these orders for 2 days straight. But I do want to take a second to thank you for supporting this, for believing in this. I am sure you will not be disappointed. This is one of the coolest things I've ever produced, and I'm super proud of it, and I can't wait for you to all get your hands on it. Oh man, this book is going to change. It's going to change the game. Until next time, all the best with your training and stay raging.